Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for spending a valuable time with the Adapt 2030 channel. Can you guess what this is? We'll come to it at the end of the video. Terrifying picture, drought-ridden France. Anti-theft tags on butter, Germany. A tale of two temperature records. As a tale of history itself, Athens 1839, back to the BP energy outlook. Net zero is where we're going, blue line. How much pain have you experienced? Fossil fuels, bye-bye. Ice gains, hello, hello. We need to hurry up because from 1979 to 2022, we're up a little over 0.3 of a degree. By the time we get to 2050, we'll still be 60% below the target. And the target is swooping your money. The proposed solution, leaving a black hole with no accountability. Looking through some archive photos of Greece, I came into this nugget right here, 1839, and I'm like, all right, it's a very clear picture for what was rudimentary photography at the time. So I am questioning whether this was, but it was in an archive collection. So how easy is it to distort history? Because that Parthenon right there is exactly what's in Nashville, Tennessee. Also, minus the hills. Used to be a World's Fair. So can we distort history moving forward? BP does a good job with the Energy Outlook 2022 edition, showing us where we're going to go with the trajectory as we stop using fuels. Hydrogen, purple, right side, new momentum. It's going to have to be hydrogen on demand. Having tanks and all this infrastructure, just not going to work. Left side is where we sit now. Well, actually, 2019 and the transition began. We're going to be heading over to 2050 to stop the runaway warming. Net zero. Have you seen a decline in your lifestyle? And that's a serious question because 2019 to now, we're already on a trajectory of moving away from liquid fuels. And if this much pain has been experienced already, how do you think it's going to play out until 2050? Just asking. Because the entire hypothesis, we need to move because temperatures rising, and look at this, 1979 to 2022, 0.36. Now the whole basis is to keep it under 1.5 C. And if my math is correct, and I'll even round up to 0.4, we're well under that. But back to the BP report here, CO2 emissions from energy and industrial processes as in factories, transportation, logistics, and supply chain, running to bring stuff to our cities, our neighborhoods, and our homes, is at minimum going to have to decrease 37% to meet the 1.5 C median. And this is where it gets murky with the net zero because this is only up to 2030 on this chart, and then there's 20 more years to descend down the slope. So I'll ask you again, with the trajectory that it's moving, do you think that after 2030 it's going to be a world of hurt after plus? Compared to what we're seeing right now? And what if things do turn with this volcanic ash down in the southern hemisphere? The Tonga eruption still setting record cold temperatures. Snow is about the precipitation with a huge amount of water vapor released during that eruption. So how's this going to play out in the wash? I'm really curious. And now a word from the sponsor of tonight's video. Steve Forbes warns a big financial crisis incoming. Meanwhile, the Fed raised rates again with the single biggest rate hike in 4 decades. Economists are forecasting that the Fed will panic and pivot, and they're going to start cutting rates again in 2023. Gold's going to soar. That's why Wells Fargo, Bloomberg, Goldman Sachs all forecast gold well above $2,000 an ounce. Ask yourself, do you really think big government's going to stop spending and the Fed's going to stop printing money? Call the Patriot Gold Group today before it's too late. Mention the Adapt 2030 channel when you call. They're going to give you some great service. Patriot Gold Group has a no fee for life IRA, where your IRA or 401k can be in physical gold or silver, and you may qualify for the no fee for life IRA. On qualifying rollovers, give them a call, 888-546-7020 to get your free investor guide today. And with the knowledge that Patriot Gold Group is Consumer Affairs top-rated IRA gold dealer for 6 years in a row, It'd be good to talk to them. 888-546-7020. And now on with the video. And we've been told that there's going to be really good grain production around the world this year. A tale of two different sets of data. Look at this satellite imagery. Scary, terrifying. Copernicus. Drought everywhere. Rivers running low. Barge transportation stopped. But we're going to get record yield of corn and wheat. Supposedly. Like I say, it's a tale of two diametrically opposite sets of information. So much so that they expect such great production, especially animal feed, that they need to put anti-theft tags on the butter. It's really going that direction. Bountiful everything. A tale of two cities, of two civilizations. Unusual city in the 15th century, the 1400s. Perfectly rectangular 9-pointed star. Palmanova in Italy. Why would they build such a large city with perfection in the geometry in the 1400s when we were supposed to be living in stick huts in the Dark Ages emerging? But how many other points do you see as substars radiating out from that? At least two more sets. You could call them bastions. You could call them cannon placements. But perhaps there's another story, which we need to delve into in another video. A tale of two temperature record data sets, the unadjusted, meaning the original temperatures taken at that time in the 1940s, after World War II. The blue is what was adjusted after the year 2000. Previous data from 1880 to 2020, and this is all the GIS surface temperature. We'll match that over with, whoa, what happened? Oh, it was adjusted. It was adjusted downward. Shows a trend upward. What do you think that's for? This is an amazing thing happening right now. Everybody should be shaking, jumping for joy, doing cartwheels. An enormous amount of ice is regained. And you'll see the blue line below, as well as the mass gain occurring. This is something to behold, and people are asking questions why. The entire year so far, those giant spikes during the winter, which were gaining ice. But as we came into where you see the dip, April, May, June, July, August, staying well above that trend line from 1981 to 2010. People are asking why. And if you look at the European 2-meter temperature anomaly, you'll see dark purple up there as well. Heat in Canada, runaway global warming. And the monthly air anomaly climatology. I see that blue dot and the same favorite island, 3 degrees below normal. Something's going to have to change by the end of the year moving into next year. Some sort of explanation is going to need to be forthcoming why the crops are not coming in at the tonnage or the bushels that they're forecasting right now. The way precipitation is running away, the droughts. It's impossible to have record crop yield this year. Normalized crop yield view. It's the aerial view of New Delhi. Circuit board look on this one here. It's a strange world that we're living in. Opposite sets of information, crystal clear, at the exact same time for everybody to see. I do appreciate you watching the video. Hope you got something out of it. Food's going to be used, let's say, in the future, next month, to set a whole new set of events and cascade to then usher in more solutions. You're going to need some storable foods. My Patriot Supply and Adapt 2030. That link's in the description box below, along with tonight's images, stories, graphics. So you can pull those out and send them to friends and family members. We're all in this together. Welcome to the new era.